Okay, I guess we're recording. Sweet. All right. Well, Mike asked, have you ever used your phone to make Facebook ads? If so, have you had any results from it? No, I did. Initially, I guess when I started out, I made a couple ads on my phone, but I would not recommend it. It's not very user friendly. I had some weird results with the app that didn't match at all what I had in Ads Manager, so I don't trust the results in the app or on my phone whatsoever. So I quit doing that. Plus, it's so much easier if you're gonna create multiple ads, especially, and you can use Business Manager to do that. It's so much easier than using an app or anything. It's just you can literally just duplicate, and you type in a number how many you want to duplicate. So it's a lot easier. I would personally avoid using my phone to create ads. I don't even actually look at my ad results on my phone anymore. Like I said, there was too many discrepancies between my Ads Manager on my laptop and then what I had for results on my phone. So I don't trust it. Use your laptop. See if anybody posted any questions in the Limitless chat. Anybody have any questions? I posted a new ad today, and within spending less than $1, my reach was around 700, and my frequency went to 1.7. So I shut it off. I've never had that before. Any ideas? It could have just been it could have just been Facebook just putting it out there. It's hard to say why you would have got those numbers, but why'd you shut it off? Should have let it run. Let it run for like $5 at least, and just see what happened in that $5 ad spend. And then usually I don't shut off anything until it's spent. If I'm spending $5 per ad, I don't shut it off no matter what until it's spent the $5, right? Unless it's been flagged, then I delete it right away. But yeah, I would keep that running right till $5, and then see. Which training is that? The Team Phoenix training? I've never even looked at the frequency ever. So I wouldn't be too hung up on frequency. I don't know who made that. Who did that training? Was that Sean Malone? Because I remember he had some weird training in there about you want your potential reach or your reach below a certain number, below 1 million or something, which has been proven that doesn't really benefit you unless you're really trying to pick a niche market and you know your audience. But other than that, it's useless. So I wouldn't be too concerned about your frequency. I would have kept it running until it spent the full $5 at least. Let's see, keep your reach around 2 mil, but what do you do? Yeah, that's what they say. Keep your reach around 2 mil. Cody Harris, who knows more about Facebook advertising than any of the people who did the Team Phoenix training. No offense to them, but he says you can get up to even 20 mil. He does really broad audiences. So again, that's another number. People get really concerned about these numbers, like your reach and frequency, all that stuff. They're pretty much irrelevant, honestly. Like, it's really hard to pinpoint. You know, I've had ads that had a reach of like 500,000 that have killed it, and then I've had ads that have had a reach of fucking 10 million and done just as well. So it all depends on what you're targeting. No, you can turn it back on. I mean, they say turning an ad off and back on again is it's going to be completely different results. But I would just turn it back on, or just take take whatever ad set you had, or just duplicate it and start right from scratch and see what happens again. Actually, that's probably a better idea. Just duplicate it and then see what happens, and let it run again for $5 and see what happens this time around. Got a $99 buyer last night out of the blue. I messaged him and said welcome. Hasn't replied. Any ideas? No, I just usually leave it, man. If it's just a random $99 buyer, chances are they're not even sure that they came in through you. So they're probably not even 100% sure until they have their coaching call and they look up. What we do is we look up in our Skype chat. We have a Skype chat for the coaches and stuff like that, and you can search by name. So when we do the coaching calls, we search by that person's name and we find out who their sponsor is, right? Because it'll pull it up in the Skype chat and it'll be like Courtney, post them in there, or Brandon Odom or whoever, and it'll say that this person came in through Mike. So then then we'll know right away, and they'll be like, hey, yeah, your sponsor's Mike, so here's his Facebook, or they'll add him on Facebook and get in touch with you or myself, and then we can connect that way. But yeah, I have that a lot too. Like if it's a $99 buyer that I've never spoke to, they fucking rarely reply to me because they think I'm just some random, right? No, if you delete an ad, you can't get it back. What do you mean? Like you had an ad in Ads Manager and you accidentally deleted it, then you're gonna have to recreate it. If people comment, I'm in. I contact them and hear nothing. Just leave them with no response. I always comment from the ad and comment right below, letting them know I contacted them. Yeah, that's the best thing to do. Comment from the ad. Yeah, and then one good thing to do is comment first. Say something like, "Hey, how's your day going?" or "Hey, how's it going?" And then send that comment out because it automatically attaches a link to your post, right, or to your ad. And I wish you could turn that off because sometimes it seems a little spammy, right? Like as soon as you reply and it just boom, it posts the same fucking ad that they just saw. Can you turn that off?
I thought so. So that's like an autoresponder. There should be an option to turn it off.
Oh, maybe you can turn it off. Alicia thinks you can turn it off. I've never seen anywhere to turn it off or hear it. No one's ever told me you could turn it off.
I'll Google it.
Yeah, we'll Google it and check it out. Because I know I was talking even with Aaron and stuff like that, and they said same thing. They felt the same way about that auto attachment. So then I would just say like, "Hey, how's it going?" And then boom, hit enter. And then below that, I would say like, what has you interested in my video, or what has you interested in starting a business online, or you can take Jesse's approach, which I also do sometimes. I have a basically a comment that I have that I got just copy and paste, and it's fairly long, but it breaks down kind of what we do, and it says right in there like that it's $99 to get started, and it says you're not going to get rich overnight kind of thing. Don't make it all sound good, and then at the bottom it says like, I'm looking for motivated people, like, and just be straight up. So that sometimes works. But if you're going to get if you're getting a high volume of people asking for info, then send them info, right? But yeah, I would leave them. Like if they're not going to respond, just leave them. Try and respond to them as quick as you can. I mean, not within like 10 seconds, because that also looks kind of scammy. So I would, wait. Maybe within 10 minutes is usually like a good kind of rule of thumb, I guess. That you'll get a lot more engagement that way. Maybe silly questions, but if getting leads, just keep the ad going as is and leave it be. Cheryl, it depends on how much you're paying per lead. So you should be able to see in your ads manager your cost per lead. If it's low, like I know lots of times they say if it's below $2 to keep it running, but like I'll keep it running. I'll keep them running even if they're like below $4 per lead sometimes. So it's kind of that's your discretion. I mean, it's your ad budget, but realistically, if you spend like if you're 2A and you spend $1,000 on ads and you make one trifecta sale, then you're still coming out on top. I mean, it's not a lot, but you're still advancing yourself up the ranks and building your team, right? If you're still working full time, then it's not that big of a deal. Trust me, it'll pay off down the road. Once you move up those ranks, you get to the point where you're making a bunch of money off a trifecta sale, and it's not that big of a deal to spend money on ads. You can look at relevance score, Adam. Sorry, yeah, you can look at a relevance score. If it's anything below 8 after like a 24-hour period, then shut it off. Apparently, Cody Harris says he's never had a single ad perform if the relevancy score was under 8. So, I would listen to that. It all depends. Like, I never looked at the relevancy score until Cody Harris had mentioned it. And now I kind of keep an eye on it, but even at 8, like it seems like most of my ads are usually 8 and above, and that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to perform. So even ads that have relevancy score of 10, I've had quite a few of them, and they had not very good results. So it's kind of like a secondary variable to look at, right? Cost per lead, I'd say, is most important if you're running conversion ads. Then you can also check relevancy score for some secondary, like I said, the secondary variable to kind of decide if you're going to keep that ad running or not. Your cost per lead's been at 245, Cheryl. That's good. That's awesome. I would leave that running for sure. Actually, I'd duplicate it. If it's at 245, duplicate it. Don't change a thing. Just duplicate it. Leave it exactly as is. See if the duplication has the same results. And then duplicate it again in 24 hours after that. And if it still has good results, then duplicate it. And instead of spend $5 a day on it, then bump it up. Scale it. Do it. You can bump it up to whatever you're comfortable with, but I would at least double it. At least put it to $10. Okay, so duplicate it, and then if it's still going to run, if it's still going to get good results and it's converting at 245 or less, even a bit higher, I would duplicate it again, and I'd run it at $20 a day. How's it going? Their name? Yeah, that's what I say too. I'll be like, "Hey, Shauna, how's it going today?" kind of thing, and then I'll hit enter, and then right below I'll say, "What has you interested in my video?" or "What has you interested in starting a business online?" 9 times out of 10, they reply. Yeah, stats exactly. If you spent over 1,100, but you still made a trifecta sale, like you said, you make a couple more, you'll bump up to 3A, then you'll be making $1,600 per trifecta sale. So then you'll start to be making profit, and then it'll continue, and then plus your people on your team will start making sales as well, right? So then it's definitely worth it. All right, Chad, no worries, man. Yeah, I'm recording right now, so I'll post the replay up in here after we're done. Can we just put the questions in the Q&A, please? So I'm back and forth. Okay, wait. Okay, when I set it up, I set 4 up, kept 2 going like that. What you mean? Yeah, so if you shut the other 2 off and you've kept 2 running that have been performing well, then I would still take the best performing one. The one you said was 245 or whatever. If they're both performing, if you have 2 that are performing like that, then duplicate them. Leave everything the same, duplicate them. And then leave them for 24 hours. If they're still, if your cost per lead is still that low, then I would duplicate them again, but I would double my ad spend per day. What do you mean? How long should your ad be? Is it a video? Yeah, I wouldn't make your video too long. I mean, people won't watch it till the end. So if your call to action is at the very end, you won't get much conversion because no one's going to watch it to the end if it's really long. I think the shorter the better. I don't know. I've had like some long videos and I kind of just was shooting the ad and got carried away kind of thing. And then I was like, fuck, that's 8 minutes long. That sucks. But I ran it anyways. It's doing all right. Cause I mean, obviously it depends on your ad copy as well. If your ad copy is good and your video is long, but it's pretty clear what they need to do in the ad copy, then that can sometimes help. But I would keep it like no longer than 5 minutes for a video. Picture ads. Oh, for a story ad, how long would it be? They're usually if you're gonna do a story ad, man, they're usually pretty long. Like mine's fairly long. The last one I posted was fairly long. Like we spoke about last time, you can do when you're doing a story ad, if it's fairly long, like you can throw your link in there a couple times, right? So like throw it up near the top after like the first paragraph. Have one call to action in there. Throw your link in. Carry on with a bit more of your story. Throw another link in. Throw your link in again towards the bottom, throw it again in at the very bottom, throw it in 2 or 3 times. Because that's another thing too, is people see a bunch of text and, half the time they won't read them. I mean, just think about what you would personally do. Like, I know if I see a shit ton of text on something and even if I'm genuinely interested, I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I want to read all of that. So if I get through like the first couple paragraphs and then usually, you move on, but so that's why it's good to have your throw your link in there up towards the top as well. That's a good way to increase your conversions. What's the difference between $20 or $5 a day? I didn't find much difference. The more you spend on ads, the more people your ad's going to reach. Just bottom line, man. The more you spend, the more people you reach, the more money you're going to make. If you increased it to 20, or if you just made another one that was 20, if you went straight from $5 and you took the same ad, you increased it to $20, you could totally fuck up the algorithm and chances are it's going to stop performing. That's why you duplicate it. And when you duplicate it, you can start the ad right off at $20. And like, if that wasn't working, if it wasn't much better, then it's probably the ad itself. What second part do you need, Shauna? What do you mean? Hey. Sorry. Hey. You doing? Go. Sorry. Someone outside. Okay. Yeah. What second part do you mean? Like the second part of asking someone, or when someone asks for more info? If you want to jump on a call, then yeah, that's awesome. That's a good. Just hang on one sec. So yeah. Not really video, and audience usually gave me a better result. I'm not sure what you mean, Steph. Not really video, and audience usually gave me better results. You mentioned that you give info on what you do. I just go straight to the phone call. Just thought the best was straight to the phone. Yeah, going straight to the phone is good. If you're comfortable on the phone, like definitely go for it. I would recommend doing that. Just like they talked on that Tech Tuesday the other day. If you haven't watched it, yet, I suggest you watch it. It's long, but it's really good. So I would suggest that you actually, you can split it up, watch half of it one night and half the next night kind of thing, right? The link is posted in the Limitless chat, the replay link. It's up there somewhere. It was posted on Wednesday or Thursday maybe. Yeah, but so I can tell you, like, I can give you an example right here. I'll read something out quickly that I sent today. I didn't say anything about the phone call, but I still need to edit this a bit and just perfect it. You just test it, see what works, add things as you go, and just kind of try and make it better and better. If you're going to send like a copy and paste thing like Jesse does or what I do sometimes, it's always changing because you always think of something better to say, or like, oh yeah, that's good, and I'm going to add that in. So this is what I had sent just recently. When someone asked for more info, what I got into is called affiliate marketing. So actually, I'll say, like, I'll message them, hey, how's it going? Or hey, Shauna, how's it going? How's it going today? Enter. I'll send that, and then boom, I'll copy and paste this below. What I got into is called affiliate marketing. So what that is in a nutshell is promoting products and services online and earning commission. I worked in the oil field for years, but I was just sick of the bullshit that went along with it. The beauty with this is that I can do it from wherever, whenever. So now I finally get to actually spend time with my girlfriend and do all that fun stuff I couldn't do before. I could hardly turn on a computer when I started doing this. So that tells you how good the training and everything is. I'll tell you straight up that it does cost $99 to get going, and it's not going to make you rich overnight. But if you're willing to put in the effort and follow what myself and the rest of the coaches tell you, then there's no reason you can't make some serious profit as well. I'm looking for motivated people who want to crush this out of the park. And that's, like, it's not that long, but I'm going to add some stuff in there about a phone call. I was talking with Jesse, and he throws right in there that there's a 14-day refund policy that we have in place. If they get involved and they find out it's not something that they're interested in. And to be honest, I don't think there is such thing as a 14 refund policy in Team Phoenix. I'm pretty sure, like, even a month down the road, you can still get a refund, but we don't tell them that. Just tell them it's 2 weeks or 14 days. So yeah, try that out. I find out when I'm running my ads. And they stop giving me results. I just shut them down, and after a few days just turn on again and they give me results again. Really? That's interesting. I've honestly never tried that. If my ads start to fade off, I delete them, and then I just start over and I do something else. So, but that's cool if it's working for you, man. I've never heard of someone doing that, or I'll give it a try and see what happens. Also, like, if you're running ads, especially testing ads like on a Saturday, and you run your ads, like, chances are you're going to get worse results than usual. Because I always get a lot shittier results on weekends. People are busy, they're doing stuff, they're not on their phones or their computers as often, right? They're out doing things. So sometimes it's kind of hard to judge your ad just by running it on a Saturday. So, like, I typically try and run new ads on a Monday or something. Mondays seem to be the best. Even Sundays are usually pretty good. People are winding down, they're hanging out, they're chilling, just they're on their laptop or their phone or whatever. Just a little tip, because I've had ads that didn't do anything, and I've been busy on the weekend too, so I let my ads run. I forget to check them, let them run for like 3 days straight without even looking at them, and then I'll look on Monday and I'll see they didn't do anything. They did fuck all weekend, and then Monday they just like started taking off. So what is a dark post? A dark post is where you can create a dark post, and all it is it's just you literally upload a video or a picture right while you're creating the ad. You're not using an existing post. So any comments, any interaction, anything like that, any engagement, so comments, shares, all that shit, it doesn't actually stay with the post, because if it's an existing post, it's going to stay on that existing post, and all of that social proof, as they call it. So all the seasoning, like your ads or your likes and comments, all that stuff, which is beneficial. All that stuff stays on your existing post. So when you delete the ad out of Ad Manager and you create another ad using that same existing post, all of those comments and shit come with it. When you're using a dark post, when you delete that ad, all of that stuff's gone. So it doesn't track it, none of that stuff. It doesn't stay with that post. It's just a dark post. So all that means is it's not actually posted on your page. And I would avoid that. I would avoid doing dark posts. Still not getting many leads on my ads. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know. What are you testing? Are you testing a bunch of different interests? Are you just testing like no interest and different age ranges and things like that? Are you split testing ad copy? Are you split testing videos? A big thing is to split test ad copy. Try changing the ad copy, because I found that has like a really big impact on how well an ad performs, is your ad copy. That's the first thing that's going to draw people's attention, especially with all the videos that are on Facebook now. Nobody gives a shit if they see some dude talking on the camera half the time, right? They just scroll on past, just like you probably do. So like, just to actually get their eye to focus on that video for a second, and that ad copy is going to do that for you. So I would definitely try checking out or trying different ad copies. Yeah, man, the ad copy, like a good thing, like I said before, if you're scrolling through Facebook and something catches your eye and that ad copy catches your eye, just take notes on it, man. Look at it, see why it caught your eye, what part of it caught your eye. Copy it, man. You don't have to copy it exactly. Obviously, personalize it a bit, but just take whatever they said in there. You know, there might be just one catchy headline, and use it. It's a good place to get ideas. That's the thing, is Facebook is full of ideas because there's so many ads on there. So just pay attention to them. I scroll through my newsfeed sometimes just to look at other people's ads and just to look at ad copy. And you can also click on the little triangle thing up on the top right. If you see an ad, there's a little down arrow on the top right. You can click that, and you can click on, it'll say, why am I seeing this ad? If you see an ad that's converting really well, it's full of comments, full of interaction, click that little down arrow, say, why am I seeing this ad? It'll tell you exactly who they're targeting. So it'll say, you're seeing this ad because they're targeting ages 20 to 30 males in Canada interested in hockey or whatever. So you can do that. That's a good way to get ideas as well. Yeah, doing them during the week is good. And like, you can do, if you create an ad on Saturday, you can schedule it to actually start on Sunday morning if you'd like. Yeah, I find the ad copy is definitely important. So, like I said, I think the last webinar, you can YouTube how to write good ad copy. There's lots of books on copywriting and stuff like that that are available right on Amazon or wherever. And so that's another good place to get some tips as well. It's kind of an art form, I guess, to write a good ad copy, because some people have it dialed in, and they can put whatever the hell they want up there for a video or a picture, and their ad copy is just killing it. So that's, I'd say the ad copies are really important. Anybody have any other questions? I don't know if there's any, if someone noticed there was some questions in the Limitless chat that I missed. Maybe just let me know. Check it out quick. Any new books? I'm reading Happy Pocket Full of Money right now, and like I said, it's crazy. It's honestly like fucking blowing my mind. You just have to read it. Like it's nuts. You have to like I have to read pages over and over sometimes because they're just so confusing. Like some of the shit is just it's so hard to wrap your head around. It's just it's crazy. So that's why I said, yeah, Happy Pocket Full of Money. It's not what I thought it was going to be at all. It's like a really technical book, I guess. It's crazy. But I would definitely check it out. I know I've seen people have been reading it forever and recommending it. I just never really looked into it because I heard it was like someone told me it seemed kind of religious, but it's not at all. Like they mention God in there sometimes, but they're talking about God as in the higher power, I guess, the universe. It's weird. It's a really trippy book, honestly. Like I sit there in the gym and I'm just like, what? But yeah, I would check that one out. Jang recommended. He's like, dude, you got to read it. So I got it. I got so many books here. If you've ever heard of Mentor Box, Shauna, it's called Mentor Box. Ty Lopez co-owns it, I think. They literally send you. I'll show you. Adam Lee. Right now I'm testing a bunch of ads with no interest. I'm split testing is like a 10 different age groups for each video kind of thing or each ad copy. And then once I narrow it down a bit, then I'll start getting into the interest and stuff like that. And I'll start testing some interest, but I haven't got there yet. I'm testing a bunch. After Vegas, Cody said, try testing. He usually doesn't even put an interest in there. So that's the angle I'm going with now. And it seems to be working pretty decent, but I recently started doing post engagement only. So I, just cause that's kind of how I kind of built my business in the first place, was all on post engagement. Was talking to people and I kind of started to stray away from that, I guess. Cause conversions are easier, especially cause if you don't have to talk to anybody, right? It's easier, but, I think I was just getting lazy, so I'm going to go back to post engagement. I don't even have my link. I don't even have a domain in my ad copy. It just says comment more info. So they don't even have the option to click on the link and watch the webinar. And I try and push them into the $99. Not push them, but I try and get them to pay the $99 without even mentioning the webinar. Unless they really are like, well, where can I get some more info? Then I'll be like, okay, well, we do have a free live information webinar every Monday and Thursday. Other than that, I don't even bring up the webinar. Post engagement. What targets are you using these days? Like I said, I'm targeting strictly Canada for the most part. A bunch of different age ranges. That's it. No interest. English speaking, obviously. And then I'll split test I think I'm split testing like 4 separate videos, a couple different ad copies. I'll split test a bunch, like 5 different age ranges for all male, and I'll test the same 5 different age ranges, but with all genders, and then go from there and see what works best, and start split testing from there. I'm not really converting from Instagram. I just posted up there for the first time, actually something business related. Alicia actually wrote the whole write up for me. So I got a few leads and stuff like that, but nothing converted out of it. So not that I know of, not as of yet. But you have a way higher following than I do, so it might be a good idea. Alicia does it all the time, and it works really well for her because she has a bunch of followers. So, well, anyways, this is what I was talking about. Mentor Box. You can go on the website. So what it is they send you once a month. Once a month, they'll send you this box in the mail. I'm getting so far behind. I have like barely even there's There's 4 of them over there, and I've read like 2 of the books because there's other books I always want to read when I finish. But so then this one comes with, what do we got here? This little book, Finance Essentials for Entrepreneurs, a simple guide to understanding and creating financial statements for your business. So this is like a straight up technical book on writing financial statements, things like that. I haven't even looked at it. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea though. Package contents. And it came with this book, Extreme Ownership, How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win. Book about leadership. Haven't got to it yet. Just literally gonna build up the library here. I actually just canceled my subscription so that I can get caught up because it's like $100 some a month. So I'm just and they're just piling up. So I need to like really get reading. This dude, when we were in Vegas, the guy said we should be reading. What did he say? I think he said 4 books a month. Like, fuck, I need to step it up, I guess. And then it comes with this little thing. That's just a magnet, but it's a little thing here. And then it has this little like USB drive. Plug that in. I haven't even plugged in one of these yet, but there's supposed to be a mentor on here that tells you all the key points of the book and stuff like that, where to focus. So this is sweet. Like, if I just need to find the time and I'll actually get down to it. That's no excuse. But then what else? And there's a study guide so that you can actually start to implement this stuff right away, and so that you can retain the info. So it's just like some key points, a couple questions, ask you questions in here to answer. Then it has a cheat sheet. So this was like a super concise version of the book, each chapter. This is made so that you can read a book, basically skip through all the parts that aren't necessary apparently, and you can read a book. Time estimate 135 minutes. This is the memorization booklet. So this is another book on how to so that you can actually retain this info. Bunch of questions and stuff in here. So yeah, it's pretty nuts. It's pretty crazy. I don't even know what this is. Bonus lessons. Watch the corresponding video on the flash drive before you begin. So yeah. Couple bookmarks with also some bullet points from the books. So a ton of shit. I mean, it's probably worth the $100. I mean, you'll never be short on books, and they're all business related. They're all like made to grow your business, so they're pretty sweet. They just, like I said, I'm getting pretty far behind on them. What else? Yeah, five bucks or they said 5 to 7 books. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's nuts. He didn't say any specific reason. He just said knowledge is power, basically. So the more you learn, the more you earn. But if you're like me and you take forever to read a book, then you'd be fucking reading all day. How big is your audience group usually? Is it a big difference, 500K to 10 million people? Yeah, it doesn't matter, man. Like I said earlier, I've had ads that have been awesome that had a reach of 500,000. I've had ads that have done awesome that are 10 million. Cody Harris was saying he targets pretty much all broad audiences, so between like 2 million all the way up to 20 million. How many link clicks should be a lead? Is there an average on that? What did they say the average was? Fuck. The numbers always used to be you wanted your cost per click to be under 50 cents. So I'm guessing if your cost per click was under 50 cents, then you'd want like 4 clicks should average lead. Then I guess if your cost per lead was $2, right? Again, cost per lead, your cost per click, not another number I don't look at anymore. it is, I guess, a decent thing to look at if I guess you have a smaller ad budget and you're really kind of trying to figure out if you want to keep an ad running or not. If you have a ton of link clicks, a really low cost per click, and you haven't got any leads, or your cost per lead is really high, then you might want to still let it run for another day and just see what happens. Because, with that many link clicks, odds are you're going to start getting some leads out of it. So that's the only time I'd look at that cost per lead or actually take it into consideration. You should really be reading stats, honestly, man. I didn't think it was. I thought it was pretty insignificant when I started. I really didn't realize the power of it, but once I started reading, no joke, I seen a direct impact in my results, like straight up. And I had I can't remember. I think the last time I finished a book was in elementary school before I started this, and I probably didn't even finish it. I probably cheated on it for whatever book report I had to do. I probably just skipped to the end, or I probably looked it up on the internet. I don't remember, but I didn't read a full book until I started this, that I can remember. And it's been huge just in the whole personal development, my mindset, everything like that. It's honestly been, the first book I read was Think and Grow Rich, and it was awesome. It was awesome. Honestly, it was it was crazy. The more I was reading that book, it was I was directly seeing my results in my business grow, and I was getting more sales. I was getting more leads. It could have just been, my mindset alone that was causing that increase in results and conversions. But regardless, I would highly recommend reading. At least listen to the audios, man. I have 12 link clicks at 70 cents on this new ad, no leads. How much have you spent on it so far? I guess, what is that then? $8.40. Oh, you've only spent 70 cents. Oh, I thought you meant your cost per click was 70 cents. I would keep it then. Fuck, let it run for $5, man. At least, like I said, I always run my ads till they spent at least the daily amount, $5 or $10, whatever it is. I always let it run. Even if I have zero leads and I'm at $4.50, I still fucking let it run till $5. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but that's what I do. Some people shut them off earlier than that, but I don't. I let it run at least till my full daily spend is done, and then I'll take a look and see if I need to change it or delete it or duplicate it or whatever. But let it run, especially if you're getting 12 clicks or 12 link clicks. Fuck, that's super low. That's a super low cost per lead, man. It's like 5 cents, not even. So yeah, I would definitely let that run, man. Because if you spend if you spend double that, you have 24 link clicks, man, chances are you're going to get a lead, and then it'll only be a lead. Your cost per lead will be $1.40, which is still really good. So yeah, I would definitely keep that on. And once we transition into this new system, and no, I haven't heard anything yet. I mean, I know just as much as you guys at this point. They're doing some testing. So it should be hopefully fairly soon. Like Odom said, it was going to be a week or so, but now they're having trouble with their merchant account with Gaz. I guess something happened. They put a hold on their account, so they had to go to another bank or something. So people can't even buy in. They have to do like a custom way of buying into Gaz right now. So they're probably focusing most of their effort on that, and seeing it's a Sunday. They're probably not going to get anywhere until tomorrow. It's already been a few days, so that's kind of their focus, I'm assuming, but hopefully it's going to be pretty soon. But once we get in there, we're going to be able to know all of our numbers, so our cost per lead, like our cost per acquisition, stuff like that, our cost per actual product buyer. So then when you can narrow it down, you can literally engineer your results. So you can, once you know your cost per lead and you know how much it costs per $99 buyer and you know how much it costs per product buyer, you can figure out exactly how much you need to spend to hit your goals, right? So like if you dial it in after a month and you find out that your cost per product buyer is, I don't know, let's say your cost per product buyer is $500. So then your cost per product buyer is $500, which is really high. Actually, that's, once you get rolling, it's going to be way less than that, especially once you build more of a team who hasn't in here already. It should be quite a bit lower than that, but let's just say $500, just for argument's sake. Once you find out that it's $500 for a trifecta buyer, if you're, let's say you're 4A and you're making what, $2,200 ish roughly per trifecta sale, then you can figure out, okay, if I want to have a $20,000 month, I'm going to have to sell 10 trifectas. I mean, you're going to make more than 20 grand if you sell 10 trifectas. But 10 trifectas to make just over $20,000, and it costs you $500 per trifecta sale. So you're going to have to spend $5,000 on ads, right? $5,000 on ads will get you that $20,000 a month. $5,000 on ads might seem like a lot, but that's still $15,000 profit, right? So once you actually figure out your numbers and get them dialed in, which you will, once we get into the new system and stuff like that, you can literally engineer. Like if I want to make $100,000, like fucking, I probably have to spend quite a bit of money, right? Like 10 grand, but yeah, who cares, right? $10,000 and 90 grand profit. I'll do that all day. I'll spend $50,000 on ads and make $100,000, right? Still 50 grand. So, yeah, that's just something to kind of keep in mind. It's going to be awesome. It's going to really benefit everybody once we get in there. So that's something to look forward to as well. That's one of the things I'm most pumped about anyways. Anybody have any more questions in here? I don't know who is Ryan K. Is that Ryan Kelly in here? Because if it is, I was gonna reply. You said, did a girl named Darian get a hold of me? No. Was she gonna contact me like through Facebook Messenger or text me or email me or something? Because I haven't spoken to her. No. Not that I don't think anyways, unless she's lost in here somewhere. No, I don't see her anywhere in here. No. Could shoot me a message there, Ryan, and if there's something specific you want me to look for or talk to her about. Yeah, no worries, Shauna. Almost done. What was my biggest month so far? In March I made 46,000. That was the biggest month I had. And I didn't spend much on ads, and I told those guys about it when I was in Vegas, and they're like, dude, you're thinking way too small. Fucking times that ad budget times 10. So once you guys get there and you guys can start increasing your ad budget, don't be afraid. I've been like, for whatever reason, I always get worried about spending money on ads. And I don't know why, but it's just like scared to spend, even when you're making, like, it doesn't make sense. Like I still would have made a ton of profit, but once you get there and you have the money, do not be afraid to spend money on ads. Honestly, that's what all the big players do. Like there's only a small group of people that don't spend that much money on ads, and it's all Brian Hodgson's team, because we've all learned how to do things through post engagement and talking to people. The other guys like in Gaz that make a bunch of money all through conversions, they fucking dump so much money into ads, like you would be shocked. Like 20 grand a month, no problem. even more than that, like up to $40,000 in a month on ads. But like fucking, if you're making over 100 grand, like I said, it's well worth it. So still a really good return on investment. Anybody else have any questions? We're almost coming up on an hour here, so not too bad. I hope I answered some questions for people. If there's anything specific that you want to know, now's the time. Yeah, Jesse's a fucking boss, man, when it comes to talking to people. He can close people. He doesn't he doesn't put his link in his ads either. He just asks for more info. He wants people to interact with him because he can close them on the $99 via message fucking 90% of the time. And he just sends, like I said, a copy and paste message, just like I described earlier. You want me to actually read? I can read what Jesse says to people. And this is a little too long for my liking. And I've tried it just for shits and giggles, and it doesn't really work for me. So it's not really congruent with my ads. Obviously they must see my ads, and then when they see me post that fucking message, they're like, this is not the same guy. Like, this doesn't sound like something he would say, or I don't know, but it just doesn't seem to work. So I can tell you what Jesse would write as in a copy and paste message, but I'm not going to tell you it's going to get you results. You're going to have to switch it up. Definitely make it something that's a little more personalized. And Jesse also spends a lot of money on ads. So these guys that are making a ton of money, like the top guys, they're spending a lot of money on ads. So don't get discouraged. People see, that's what I was going to talk about. Fuck. Yeah, don't get discouraged if you see, someone like, oh, so-and-so made 50 grand or so-and-so made $100,000 or whatever, right? People are like, fuck, why am I not making $100,000 in a month? Like, for the most part, people that are saying that just started, right? So be patient. If you keep being consistent, fucking Matt Jang didn't make money like that when he started, right? He was not making money at all. It took him forever to make one sale in the company he was in before. It took him like 2 years or something, right? So, so I mean, just don't get discouraged. You have to keep on plugging away. This is not something that you're going to get rich overnight with. I know people like come in here for some reason and they think, they should be seeing results right away. And if they don't hit that goal right away, then they fucking get discouraged and they want to bail. Man, think about it coming in. If you've been in here for 6 months and you just start making sales, like, that's obviously quite a while, but fucking, I mean, that's still like, if it takes you 2 years to get to 6A and start making fucking $50,000 a month, I mean, is that not worth it? What other place can you go to and be involved or get a job and work at that job for 2 years and fucking go from $0 to $50,000 a month? There's not one out there, man, that I know of. So you just got to put in the work. It's like anything else. You're going to have to sacrifice a couple things, and it's going to get uncomfortable here and there, but you got to keep on pushing through. I mean, these people didn't fucking, there's a select few, right, that are, that have had really good results, really really fucking quickly, like Jesse and stuff like that. But fuck myself personally, even, man, I barely made a sale for 4 months. I made like 1 or 2 sales in 4 months. And it was fucking discouraging. Trust me. I thought about bailing a couple times. I was still working up north. I fucking was comfortable. I didn't really need the money. I was like, is this even worth the stress? Right. So, and I considered bailing more than once. I talked to my girlfriend about it. And I was like, I don't know, this is in getting my ad accounts shut down and stuff like that. That happens to everybody, right? So don't, if you get your ad account shut down, don't think it's, you're unique in any way because you got your ad account shut down, and, don't play victim or anything like that and say, fuck, well, now my ad account shut down. This happens to everybody. If it hasn't happened yet, it's probably going to happen at some point. It's not that big a deal. It doesn't take that long to move forward, right? It might take 1 week to get back up and running, but it's just one speed bump, right? For the most part, this is pretty chill. It's pretty easy to make money in the long run if you stick with it. So just having to recreate an ad account is fucking minor details, man. But yeah, it took me like 4 months. I was barely making any sales. People that followed me, I made like 1 or 2 sales, maybe 3 within 4 months. It took me like 5 months to hit 4A. So to hit 4A from 2A, you need 20 sales, right? 20 product sales. So 20 product sales, that's like, what is that? Fucking 6 trifecta sales, just over 7. It took me over 5 months to do that. And but like from 4 months, I was like fucking not doing much of anything. Got a few sales, stayed consistent with it. From like 4 to 5 months, that's when like just shit started to kind of happen. I hit 4A. Then from like fucking month 5 to month whatever 9.5, I went from 4A 20 sales to 6A. So that's 80 sales in that period of time, as opposed to like fucking double the time it took me to make 20 sales. So that's how important it is to stay consistent and not get discouraged, even though it's going to happen. Just keep plugging away. If you stay consistent and put in that time, effort, and energy consistently, you will get results. Okay, it's just a matter of time. You just got to test, keep at it. You know, and at the end of the day, like, this is a hell of a lot better and a hell of a lot quicker to advance than any other job that I've ever heard of. So, yeah, it's just like being an apprentice, man. Your fucking first couple years suck. You get the shitty jobs. You're working your ass off. You know, that's the same here. You got to put in that effort right off the bat, and it'll start to compound. You'll get people on your team. They'll start to make sales. So it'll start getting easier and easier. So you just got to stick with it. And Adam Lee, I think you just got a $99 buyer, didn't you? So like, potentially that could be your first sale, right? So it's nothing to get super depressed about and are discouraged about, right? The more you focus on not getting results, the less results you're going to get, right? Read Happy Pocket Full of Money, man. It talks about visualization. Don't even say like, oh, I'm going to be here in this amount of time. Act like you're already there. Like, envision it. Feel how it would feel to be making $100,000 a month kind of thing. Write it down all over the place. Read that shit every day. Keep your mindset right. Keep your head right. It makes a world of difference, believe me. Yeah, I think that's all I was going to say about that. And like, if you've seen the webinar the other night, man, like, we're not going anywhere. This is not going to fizzle anytime soon. Stick with it. Literally, if you hammer down for 5 years and you become 6A2-3, which is easily doable in 5 years, then you get residual income, $5,000 a month for life. Where else can you get that? You can't. If you retire in fucking how many years, you're probably not going to be getting $5,000 a month. You can get that at a young age, man, and have that $5,000 a month. You know you're set, man. Imagine the weight off your shoulders. You're set. You can fucking retire. You can live in Thailand like a king if you want to on $5,000 a month. And another thing you can do is you can gift it. So you can continue to do that, like Balaj and stuff. He has one for his mom. He has one for his kid already. He doesn't even have a kid yet. So as soon as his kid's born, he gifts that sales ID to his kid. And then his kid's making fucking $5,000 a month for his life. So he's set up, no worries ever. You know, that's like not something you're going to get anywhere else. Trust me. So like, we have some serious, like, this opportunity is so fucking awesome. There's nothing better out there. So don't, like, if you see something else, don't, think it's going to be something better. Or the grass is greener on the other side. It's not. All these top guys in here, they would be doing, like, if there was something better, they would be doing it. So, and we're not going anywhere. And Magic's not going anywhere. This is a long-term fucking thing. This is like where people are you're going to be able to retire if you stick with this. And then it goes up from there. How can I get a new pixel for my new account? I just won't create one just in case. How do you get a pixel for your new account? I'm not sure what you mean, Stas. Did you create a backup account or something? If you created a backup account or something, you'll still have to just send your pixel off to Courtney or Brian at projectfreedom35.com, same as you did before. Where's the money coming from? The $5,000 a month. Well, obviously they're making money, and Agic makes money when we make sales as well. And there's definitely a big markup on the products as well, right? So that's where they're getting, that's where they're going to get that money. The founder of Enagic, he started it. He invented these machines and the water ionizers and stuff like that way back in like 1962, I believe it was. He started promoting these to the medical industry in Japan. They bought it up. He became a fucking multimillionaire way back then. He put it in some trust funds and things like that. It's probably been fucking quadrupled 10 times by now. So the guy's a multi-billionaire, I would assume. He has more money than he knows what to do with. So a lot of it is just him being generous as well, by the sounds of it, from what I've heard. He just seems like he just wants to give back at this point in time. And plus, like I said, they make a lot of money off of us making sales as well. You know, they're really generous with the comp plan. We get a huge percentage of the sale profit, but they still make a lot of money. And fucking the amount of money that is coming into Enagic just from, you know, Global Affiliate Zone and Team Phoenix alone has got to be insane. For an extra account, yeah, just send that pixel off to Courtney Stas, just like you did the first time. Yeah, what's your question, Ryan? This would be probably the last one. Okay, sweet. Yeah, and again, to touch on that residual income, the $5,000 a month when she had 6A2-3, you need to be active to get that $5,000 a month. And from all the sources that I've heard from, including Balaj, in order to be considered active, you need to make one sale every 2 years. So you can fucking sell it to yourself if you want. Ukon is considered a sale. You mean when you're getting the residual income, is that considered a sale? I don't think so. I actually don't think so. I think it has to be a machine. If that's what you're talking about, the residual, like the 6A2-3 being considered active, I don't think Ukon would count. But for what we're concerned with, Ukon is a sale. Another update too. Oh, towards going from 1A to 2A. Yeah, to go from 1A to 2A, the Ukon should bump you up in rank. It has to be direct though. It can't be an indirect sale. And to go from 1A to 2A, you need 2 direct sales also, by the way, just so you know. Video ads or story, pick ads. It all depends how good your story is, man. Honestly, from what it seems like, I still rock the video ads. Cody Harris does a lot of story/picture ads. But you know, you have to know how to write a decent story. And like I said, if you're writing that story ad, a good thing to try is put your link in there a couple times put it towards the top and towards the bottom kind of thing. So if they lose interest, they still see that call to action, and they can click on your link without actually having to read down to the bottom. But yeah, that's something that you got to test. Like, it's really hard to say what works better because like the actual story is pretty fucking important when it comes to a story ad, right? So if your story sucks or it's not interesting, then it's probably not going to do very well. Same goes for your video, right? So that's something you're going to have to test. It'll be different for everybody.